Every single thing we saw from Donald Trump today was humiliating. It started with him getting off Air Force One, so giddy to meet Vlad, only for a few hours later him to sulk off the stage, run away from questions, and then barely be able to get up Air Force One because he is so tired and so run over by Vladimir Putin. He was embarrassed and humiliated. But what was really embarrassing and in fact disturbing is a clip many didn't see because it was just leaked and exposed between Trump and Putin in their meeting, and it tells the whole story of what happened today. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we can get into that leaked video from inside the meeting between Trump and Putin, I want to start with some shocking analysis from the Fox propaganda outlet that tore Trump to shreds.
I think you and me both, Brian, and everyone else in this room was also surprised. We were told that we were going to have an opportunity to put questions to both leaders after a joint press conference in the event that the meeting went well enough that they could set the stage for a second meeting. And the President Trump said if that didn't happen, he was likely to call off the joint presser and just address the media solo and then send Putin home. Neither of those things happened. And what was really stunning to me as someone who's been in a lot of these press conferences is there were a few things that were very unusual. You had Putin come out and address the press first. We are on U.S. soil here, and that left the media scrambling to get their headsets in. Usually it is the leader of the country, the host country of a summit, that speaks first and addresses the room in their language. But Putin started right off in Russian, and we all had to get our headsets on and listen to him rattle off this diatribe about the history of the U.S.-Russia relationship, making some allusions to something that we didn't get many details on, but also, without knowing the full background of it, there was something that he said that was a little bit alarming, I thought, that seems like some of the things that he has done in the past, setting up false flags and that kind of thing, saying that we hope that Ukraine doesn't do anything to sabotage the progress that we made today, knowing full well that Ukraine has agreed to a ceasefire unconditionally for the last several months, and it has been Russia that has not agreed to a ceasefire.
When even Fox, yes, the Fox propaganda outlet, is admitting that Donald Trump got rolled over, was made to look as pathetic as he is, just get trounced by Putin. It was embarrassing for all of us, quite frankly. You know it's bad. Fox is admitting it. They weren't even admitting it. It wasn't necessarily analysis as much as Jackie Heinrich was kind of just like stunned, unable to compartmentalize what happened because it was so bad. But someone who put it perfectly in summation was Eric Swalwell.
Our European allies, and I was over there just a couple weeks ago, are very concerned about where we go with this and how much more they're going to have to do and carry on their own. And they should do a lot on their own, no question, but they've always counted on us. Now, flip this to being soft on Russia also means that we end up being soft on China, because if China was to move on Taiwan, there's no European ally for a second would consider even jumping in with us after watching us abandon Ukraine. So today, Donald Trump masterfully demonstrated the art of no deal.
I hate to say that it was an embarrassing day for all of us, because I know and you know Donald Trump is not the representation of the United States that we think the rest of the world should see, that we want the rest of the world to see. But it was just embarrassing how quickly Donald Trump was able to roll over. Ooh, can I get a little belly rub, Vlad? Will you shake my hand, buddy? Oh, look at my planes. I'm so excited to see you. Only for Putin to just not give a shit. He didn't. He played Trump. This could have been an email. No deal got done. Putin just wanted to flaunt around on U.S. soil and make us look stupid. And makes Donald Trump look stupid, he did. And this video leaked from their meeting. And just take a look at Putin's body language and how Trump was reacting. So that clip is just insane to me. Putin's all giddy. He loves how it went. a clear sign that you failed. Donald Trump has talked nonstop about his idiotic tariffs being something that's going to be upsetting to world leaders. It's finally going to be the U.S. getting their comeuppance, right? Everyone else getting your just desserts. It's going to be tough for these leaders because you've taken advantage of us. Putin is a dictator, and he's leaving happy? What does that say about the terms of any potential deal? Donald Trump's shaking his hand, clearly gotten played, and we can really see that Donald Trump has gotten played if you take a look at this clip right here, him just Big Mac stomach full, fat, disgusting, greasy slob that he is, barely able to get up, Air Force One just sulking, oh, I'm so tired, his brain melting, his pudding brain. Sorry that I'm so angry, I'm just disgusted by what happened today. But Donald Trump, literally in physical and mental decline as he is getting rolled over by a dictator on U.S. soil. If this doesn't upset you, I don't think you're an American. Like, this was a disgusting display to watch. I'm feeling pretty emotional about it. I'm a little fired up. I'm pissed. But for some better analysis, our friends at MSNBC, they were just bang on.
Well, Jen, just looking at the optics, it's clear that Vladimir Putin felt very confident from the arrival in terms of how he was greeted. Again, an international pariah, a war criminal who was basically embraced by the President of the United States on a red carpet in the United States. So I think you could see on Putin's face, he felt very, very comfortable. And the fact that he was given a ride then in the presidential limousine, the Beast, I certainly hope the Secret Service has swept that vehicle very well in terms of any type of, small microchip that might have been put in the vehicle. But then in the press conference, Vladimir Putin looked chipper. He looked upbeat. He looked like somebody who was satisfied with the meeting, not as though he was somebody who was given an ultimatum about what's going on in Ukraine. He did look very upbeat. And Donald Trump, he spoke for a very short period of time. I know people think that it was Putin who didn't want to take questions. That might have been the case. But also, I think the American side didn't want to take questions either, because there's no good answers to what has happened. They were making reference to an agreement, but it was nothing at all. There's no mention about a ceasefire, anything at all. So I think Donald Trump realized throughout the day that he was getting played by Putin. But also, I think Donald Trump just put himself in this position. He was the one who offered this meeting. He was the one who invited Putin to U.S. territory. He was the one that put together this summit that clearly there was very little preparation for, and they came out empty-handed. So I think when I look at what happened today, it was embarrassing. I think it was shameful, but also I think it's very, very worrisome from the standpoint of the United States. The leader of the United States engaged with President Putin and came away with apparently nothing at this point, but also, again, normalized, I think, as Ambassador McFaul said, normalized Vladimir Putin for all of the tremendous suffering and the devastation that he has wrought in Ukraine.
Donald Trump got rolled over and humiliated today. That is all that took place. That's all that happened. Donald Trump was just run all over. That is what Vladimir Putin did to him. Now, it could be for a couple of reasons. The first, and I think a very legitimate one, is that Putin's got something on Trump. He always has, and he always will. The other, also very probable, that Donald Trump just loves dictators, loves authoritarians, loves strongmen. He wants to be liked. He's so weak and ineffective and just pathetic. He's pathetic. Let's be real. He's pathetic. Mommy and Daddy didn't give him enough hugs, and so now he needs Putin to bat his eyelashes at him. It's embarrassing, first of all. There's a myriad of reasons. The other could be that Donald Trump is just simply in cognitive decline, and it's really easy for the former KGB guy to play little mind games when there's not a lot of mind left. But the one conclusion we all have to come to, and really everyone has, is that Trump failed today. No one expected him to succeed. He didn't even want to. This was just for Putin. Even Fox came to that conclusion.
Happened back there. It was just very unusual, atypical, and I think we're all awaiting, the readout, because the way that it felt in the room was not good. It did not seem like things went well, and it seemed like Putin came in and steamrolled, got right into what he wanted to say, and got his photo next to the president and then left. Of course, that is only the piece of the picture that we have right now, and certainly President Trump, who is the host and who is the president, would not want to, I think, enable something that would make him look weak. But we are eagerly awaiting to hear the background on that. And I will also note that we didn't see any sort of scowls on the faces of the likes of Steve Witkoff or Secretary Rubio or any of the other members of the U.S. delegation. And I think had it been concerning, we might have seen something there. But just to paint a picture for you of in the room, how it felt, what we're wondering about, what we need to know to put the pieces together and fully understand what we all just witnessed.
Yeah. However, this joint news conference was anything but. It was not a news conference. There were no questions taken by either leader. There were many yelled by reporters there, but we don't have a sense of what exactly is in this agreement or this deal. It seems like it's in the early stages, and we didn't get details about that. The reporting about President Trump making those calls to President Zelensky and other European leaders apparently was premature. The president saying that he will make those calls momentarily.
I said it previously. The biggest and most important statement to come out of this whole day, and technically not a lot was said, but for me was Putin saying, we'll do the next one in Russia. We're going to do the next one in Moscow. Why is that important? Well, Trump already rolled out the red carpet, legitimized Putin, pretended this is not a dictator, this is not a war criminal, and now Donald Trump is going to dignify the action, the atrocities being committed by Russia upon the Ukrainian people by traveling over, giving Vlad a big handshake, giving him a big hug. It's gross. He is using and abusing the presidency to cover up for Vlad. And what did he get out of it? The only thing that Trump actually got out of today, the only singular concession, and don't worry, I'm not going to say that he got anything for Ukraine, because he didn't, or for us, he didn't. No, of course not. Donald Trump got Vladimir Putin to say, if Donald had been president in 2022, there would have been no war. Bullshit. If there wouldn't have been a war then, why is there still a war now? He's been president for a couple of months now. Still a war, if I remember correctly. But no, that's all Trump wanted. He just wanted whatever little sprinkles on top he needed for his Nobel Peace Prize campaign. That's all he thinks about, because he can't really think. His own advisors were saying it.
Putin achieved most of what he wanted. Trump achieved very little. And I will say one other thing. I thought Trump looked very tired up there. I mean, very tired. Not disappointed, tired. And we'll have to reflect on what that means.
Vladimir Putin said it.
The man is in cognitive decline. Cognitive decline. He is too tired. He is too sleepy. He is too out of it. Anything that Republicans said about Joe Biden, that's what's happening right now with Donald Trump. And he's got a whole lot more presidency left. And he's got a whole lot more of us to throw under the bus. Not just domestically, abroad. How could you feel comfortable right now as a world leader with Donald Trump? You couldn't. That is what he has destabilized. He is the destabilizer in chief. I don't know how catchy that is, but that's what's happening. And we got to call it out. As always, we got to be a better representation. If you want to support that, we're doing it on this show. As always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.